Hey, Kingdom Kids.
Hello.
We hope you are having a great week. We are still missing you terribly, but we are so glad to be with you today on stage. How's your week been, Mr. Jamie?
My week has been really, really busy.
Yeah, have you guys been busy with school, online? Everything's been kind of crazy. Hopefully you're making
so much travel this. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No.
Hopefully you're making a lot of good memories with your mom and dad and your brothers and sisters. We want to jump right back in with Moses.
Yes.
He's still our favorite, right?
Well, I don't know about favorite. He's the guy we're talking about.
Yeah, one of my favorites. All right. He has a father-in-law we are going to introduce in our story today, and his name is Jethro.
That is a cool name. You know, I always thought that it would be really cool to have like a dog or a kid named Jethro because then you could call him Jet for short.
Oh, you think Moses called his father-in-law Jet?
I mean, that like I picture him like, having sunglasses and
And a beard.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, definitely a beard. Okay, well, let's read about Jethro, or Jet, and Moses in Exodus 18. News reached Midian about all the things God had done for Moses and his people. So remember, we're traveling through the desert. There's water coming out of rocks, quail coming down, manna coming down.
That was a busy week.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. So Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, heard about it. He went to find Moses and hear more. Jethro asked, "What is this the Lord has done for you?" How much Moses had to tell. Tears ran down Jethro's cheeks as he heard how the Lord had helped the Israelites in their trouble with Pharaoh and the Egyptians. God had helped them many times since they had left Egypt too. Jethro and Moses praised God, how good the Lord had been.
You know, that is something I definitely want to talk about for a minute. Because here you see, Moses and Jethro, they hadn't seen each other in a long time. And a lot had happened. And this is a great example of the Bible. We think of people in Bible stories, as being very stoic and, they just did what was in their Bible story and then they were done. But here you see Moses and his father-in-law, like they were happy to see each other and they told each other what happened and they got caught up. And I think, it's good for right now because there's a lot of times where we don't get to see our friends and our family quite as much. But it's really important to, maybe call and talk to grandparents and aunts and uncles or, brothers and sisters that might live far away. It's really important to do that calling and catching back up because then you have an opportunity to talk about, these are the amazing things that God's done in my life. This is how I've been blessed. And you can really share those things. And not only are you catching up with the people you know and love, but you're also getting to talk about all the blessings you have in your life. And that's a huge encouragement.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important to remember to stay thankful. Even when you're around the dinner table tonight, go around, tell about your favorite part of your day, and say what you're thankful for. It puts us in a good attitude and just being thankful for everything God is doing in our lives. Okay, well, there's more to the story.
Okay, great. Let's keep going.
Jethro sticks around a couple days, and he's watching Moses with the people of Israel. And he's kind of like, man, you are busy. Like, there's a lot of activity. These are literally a couple million people, and they all need Moses, okay?
Wow.
So the next day, Moses was very busy. There was probably a line outside his tent. Everyone needed him. From morning till evening, the people came to him with their problems. When Jethro saw all that Moses did for his people, he said, "My son, why do the people stand around you from morning till evening?" Moses explained, "When the people have a dispute or a quarrel, they come to me and I decide what is right. I tell the people God's way." Jethro shook his head seriously. Moses, what you are doing is not good. You will wear yourself out. It is too much for you to do alone." Moses knew how tired he was, but more than anything else, he wanted to be a good leader to his people. Okay, so you have to realize we have to spread jobs around, right? Can you imagine if all the people in charge had no one backing them up?
Well, think about it like in your own family. Let's say one person in your family did every single job in the house, like every single chore, all fell on one person. That person would go nuts. They'd go crazy.
Right, absolutely. And you think about it in our whole world, in our country, our president has people that help him. If you are at school, you have lots of people that come alongside your teachers. There's a support system. We need each other, and we can't just have no one else do anything, or things really are difficult. And Moses was really starting to feel it. He was like, I'm exhausted.
Okay, so we've identified a problem here.
Yes.
Does Jethro have a solution to
He
help us fix
does.
it? All right,
And
let's hear it.
This is going to help us learn about it. You
Okay,
want to
all
hold
right.
that for me?
I will be the demonstration model. There we go.
Okay, all right. So the two sat down together, and Jethro said, "Moses, let me tell you what to do. You should represent the people before God and tell him about them, and be sure to teach the people God's laws and ways. Then they will know how God wants them to live. You should choose able men to work with you, men who love God, who are trustworthy, who will not be bribed. Make these men rulers of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and of tens.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, fives and tens. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I messed
We
up the
forgot a
numbers,
zero.
guys. Yeah, okay. Let them judge the people at all times. Whenever a big matter comes up, they can bring it to you, but they can settle little things by themselves.
So they basically took what Moses was doing all by himself, and they kind of set up sort of a team
Right.
where everybody worked together.
He
and
had
Moses,
people that he talked to, and they talked to people, and they talked to people, and that way they were all working together as this giant team, all taking care of the children of Israel.
So it wasn't necessarily that like one person was in charge of everything, and I think this is what our other craft is, right?
Yes, so you can make our little circle chart, or you guys have probably seen these before. We kind of came up with our little chain of command here.
So you've got God up at the top, then you've got dad, mom, kids, and then pets at the bottom because, pets they're not really in charge of anything.
Yeah, Mr. Jamie thought you guys would want to be in charge of something, so you guys can totally be in charge of your pets at home. Does that sound
I
like
think
a
that's
good
fair.
a
That's
good
fair.
plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And we even have something like that set up just the way the Bible tells us to do this in our church.
That is true.
And we thought we might have Pastor Sean come up here this morning if
you
you're
were
watching
able to
it in
book.
the morning.
You were able to book Pastor Sean.
I was. He's a
on
pretty-
our show.
I know, pretty
oh
busy
my
guy.
Gosh.
But I think he can come up and talk to us a little bit about this whole chain and how things work at our church.
What's the chain? Who are we talking about?
We're talking about the chain of command.
Chain of command.
And
That's
Moses?
the chain you use to hit people
The
when they
chain
don't obey
of
you.
command.
No, I'm
the
kidding.
chain
I'm kidding.
of command. Look, I'm like a part of the family right now.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
wait. Oh no, too many feet. Not enough
Social
feet. Not enough
distancing.
feet.
Amazing. So who are we talking about?
Moses.
We're talking about Moses.
And
Moses and how he was trying to do everything for all the Israelites.
okay, right.
Way
got
too
burnt
much.
out.
Way too many
Yes,
jobs for one man to
yes.
do. And so Jethro, his father-in-law, comes in and he goes,
Jethro
Moses.
Gibbs?
No, unfortunately not.
Dude, he's like a superhero.
I mean, that's where I was going with
Do
the
you know who
sunglasses.
Jethro
I don't know
Gibbs
who
is?
that is.
I was yeah, you
He's
got
a total
it.
superhero. Modern day Jethro superhero.
There you go.
Leroy Jethro Gibbs.
We're spiraling. We're spiraling. Let's bring it back. So Jethro said, you need to set up kind of this hierarchy of people to help you. And we
Yes.
thought, the way things work at Believers Chapel might be a good example because, you don't settle every sibling dispute for every family, right?
No, sir.
Right, you've got kind of the mom and dad structure, and they sort of
Right.
handle that. And Melissa had a question, like every Sunday, are you, and I know this is kind of like a super secret, but are you the one that brews the coffee every Sunday?
Top secret.
Do you wash all the floors?
I do not.
You don't.
I don't.
No?
So what's the deal is this? Like Jethro
Yep.
came to Moses and said, you're too busy. Right? I
Yep.
mean, from my father-in-law to son-in-law, and he really came to Moses and said, you're too busy, you need help. So was Moses too prideful to accept help?
I don't get that impression from the
No,
story.
if we
Right?
wrap up, it says Moses did exactly. Moses did as Jethro suggested.
And he got help. He got
Yep.
a support team around him.
Yep.
Right? And I love this. Kingdom Kids, what's up? It's good to see this. Like, I'm totally on Kingdom Kids moment right now.
You're
like,
everywhere.
we get to address the kids. This is
We
amazing.
do. We have way more fun.
We're
in
gonna get
there,
into Jethro,
so-
but I'm totally in the moment right here with the kids of Believers Chapel. Like, how much do you miss these kids?
Oh, I can't even tell you.
It's crazy.
I miss them. Like, I come in this building and it's so empty, guys.
on.
I know.
Right?
We are going to have the biggest party ever when everybody gets to come
Oh!
back. Yeah.
Partying?
Celebration.
And Kingdom Kids.
Yes,
Here we go.
totally, yes.
We
you know-
totally miss the kids, man.
I happen to know that we have a lot of the candy supplies.
Yes.
So I mean, I think we should
Yes.
use that for the party.
I think we're partying. Party
Yes.
hard
Yeah.
and Kingdom Kids.
Get
Come
man.
all
Totally.
Come
sugared
on.
up and send them home.
Send them home. Mom and Dad. Woohoo! But we do. We miss the kids.
Yes, we do.
And desperately. Like, we're so excited. Thank you for even tuning in right now on this Sunday, man. We're so excited that you're a part of us. But the deal is this, like, it's simple. In regards to Jethro and Moses and really looking at accomplishing as much as you possibly can accomplish, you just can't do it yourself, right? And honestly, kids, your parents can't do it themselves. And it comes to a place of really saying, how can we help mom and dad?
Yeah.
Right, mom and dad, you don't have to do it all by yourself. And you come to a place to understand what it means to say, we want to help you. If Moses didn't get help, there would have been, it all references a battle, and there would have been a battle that was lost because Moses didn't accept help, right?
Yep.
And I love the whole idea of Jethro, Moses, and those who came along to help serve and help Moses to accomplish an amazing godly goal, right? So it really comes to a place as kingdom kids, you really ask, how can I help? How can I help?
Yeah.
That's the secret
Right?
phrase right there.
Is
Yeah.
that our theme?
That's the
Absolutely.
sauce.
That's
Ask
the
your
thing.
moms and dads. You turn off this video.
Yes.
Ask them, what can I do to help? Because it's a crazy
Yes.
time right now, and there's a lot going on in our house. You're home a lot right now. What are ways you can help out and be a team? Work together as a team, as a family.
I love that. And you said at Believers Chapel, we have such a great team, right? And everybody has their certain little areas, and they oversee their areas, and then them overseeing their little areas, they get help from other people to oversee their little areas.
Yep.
And it's amazing how it happens when everybody, and I love the whole chain deal. That
yeah.
was really, really cool, man.
Their chain, yes.
Like, I love that, where one intercedes with the other, and you've got dad, and you've got mom, and you've got kids, and you've got the dog. You totally have pets on here.
I
We
told you we put
did.
pets
It's like
on there.
Oliver. It's
Kids,
amazing.
kids don't like to be the bottom. You got to give them
Pets.
something under them.
We have- right?
Right. Your cats,
It's
dogs,
amazing.
totally.
It's amazing. You got, and
Goldfish.
you can help
You've
with
got,
the
and you've got
pets.
the fish, so. All right, so in your house,
Clean the
like,
dog's poop. You can
where's-
help. It's
Totally.
amazing.
We definitely need that done
See
at our
that?
house. Yeah.
How can you help? Clean the poop.
Yeah.
That's what you can do.
Now they're not going to ask.
I love this. Well, I'm so excited to be on Kingdom Kids
Yes.
moment,
Thank
man.
you for
So
coming.
happy to have
so,
you.
so
Fun.
good. Yes.
Thank you
You
so
guys are
much.
killing it. Kids, come on, help serve mom and dad. They can't do it by themselves. Be a part of the program. Be a part of the chain in command, baby.
you
Come
go.
on.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Hope
We'll
you have
see
a
you
great
next
week.
week.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Love you.